Okay, we're going to review the transformations that you learned leading up to this point, Algebra 2 and earlier, and kind of talk through this. We have this worksheet. This is a piece of the worksheet. So here's how I would get started on some of these problems. For the first one, I recognize that it's got a reflection over the x-axis, and I notice that it's going to get shifted. So that tells me right there that it's going to, well, let me back up. This is a parabola, and hopefully you all are familiar with parabolas. And it opens down because of that negative that shows up in the front right there. This plus 3, it actually moves it not in the positive direction, but it moves it to the left 3 units, and then this moves it down 2. So it would be, we take our original parabola, and then we reflect it, and then we shift it to the, so this vertex right here now gets shifted to the left 3 and down 2. So this new point right here would be the coordinate -3, -2, and then it's still looking like a parabola. That looks terrible, but hopefully this is not brand new to you. The next thing is, the thing that you have to be careful about on the next one is that you have to factor out that 3 if you're going to see the shift. And so this one, it's been stretched by a factor of 3, stretched vertically. So the slopes, if you think about this, this is the absolute value, and so absolute value has basically 2 lovely little lines here. The slope, instead of being a slope of 1 and -1, now has a slope of 3 and -3, something like that. That looks terrible. I'll do it for real in a second. And then the shift, it's been moved to the right 2 units. So the important thing that you want to make sure you pay attention to is the fact that you factor that out so that you can see the shift. Same idea in the next one. We need to factor out that negative sign. So I would, before I do anything else, I would rewrite this as y equals √3 times -x minus 4, close that parentheses, and then outside the radical it says -2. So once I've set that up, then I can see that there has been a reflection, but things have been moved to the right 4, down 2, and stretched by a factor of 3. And then this negative sign here reflects it over the y-axis. So another way to think about this is that since this is a square root function that normally looks like this, pretend I went through the origin, its domain has changed by making it negative there. So if all I did, this is the parent function y equals √x. If all I do is make it y equals √-x, that means that I can only plug in negative, well, and 0 values. So that changes the domain and does something like this. So that was a reflection over the y-axis. The next one, it's, instead of being a cubic function like this, it's been reflected, and to be honest, it doesn't matter which way you reflect it, over the x or over the y, because they look the same either way. And then it's been shifted to the left 4 and up 5. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. The next one comes in, and what we have here is an asymptote. Well, so the parent function is y equals 1 over x, which typically has asymptotes x equals 0 and y equals 0, and it does something like this. So then it's been shifted to the left 4 and down 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd have an asymptote here, and then 1, 2, 3. We'd have an asymptote here, and then that's all it did. So it stays in those 2 sections. So I'm going to make this one video called the overview video, and then I'm going to go through and do this a little bit neater. But this way, if what I said made sense to you, fantastic. Go do the problems, get some practice. If not, I will have cleaner, more neat, more explicit videos. Thanks.